Hey folks, welcome to the garden. Today we're going to talk about something that a lot of new gardeners will find very surprising, and that's why you actually should not let your tomato plants ripen on the vine. We're going to talk about a stage in ripening called the breaker stage, also known to some as blushing, and why it's the perfect time to go on and pick that tomato before it's fully ripe, and the science behind it. Whether you're growing slicers, cherry tomatoes, or heirloom tomatoes, this tip could save your harvest from bad things happening like splitting, pests, or even worse, rot. Now I could have taken this tomato off the other day before this happened to it. Now it's ruined. I could have taken it off 1 or 2 days ago when it was perfectly fine. But something got to it. Tomato, this is another one that deserves to be picked instead of leaving on the vine so something else can eat it. It'll ripen up perfectly indoors. Here's another tomato that I just have to pick. It's close enough and it will ripen perfectly indoors. So let's dig into it. What exactly is blushing? It's when your tomato shows the first tint of its mature color, whether that be red, orange, yellow, or even purple. At this stage, your tomato has reached the breaker stage, where internal ripening has begun. From this stage on, the tomato no longer needs the tomato plant to finish its ripening process because it's producing ethylene gas. Even my quail agree. Ethylene gas is produced by a natural hormone that helps finish the ripening process. And here's the key. At this stage, the tomato no longer receives nutrients from the plant. A layer actually forms between the stem and the fruit that stops the flow of nutrients to the tomato. And here is why that matters. Once that tomato starts producing ethylene, it can effectively ripen off the vine without loss of nutrition or flavor. Picking your tomato at the breaker stage protects it from a lot of the risk in the garden, all the while giving you a fully flavored fruit. So if you've ever worried that picking too early is going to affect taste, don't worry about it. Once you've picked a tomato at the breaker stage, the ripening process is really simple. Take the tomato, set it stem side down on the counter. It doesn't need additional sunlight, so you don't need to set it in a window. Or you can put those tomatoes in a cardboard box or paper bag and put a ripened banana in it, because bananas produce ethylene gas too. Check on them daily, and after a few days, they'll be fully ripened and ready to eat. Now, I'm sure many of you may have questions, so please put those in the comments, but I do have a few questions that I can answer now. Can you pick a fully green tomato and ripen that? Chances are it won't work, because if it hasn't reached the breaker stage, it's not going to ripen fully. But have you ever heard of fried green tomatoes? Yeah. Do tomatoes that are ripened off vine taste just as good? Yes, absolutely. Just pick them at the breaker stage. You'll be surprised. Now I would love to hear from you. Do you pick your tomatoes at the breaker stage, or do you pick them when they're fully ripened on the vine? I'd like to know. What do you think about the flavor? Picking them either way. Let me know in the comments if you think this is a great way for you to prevent pests and splitting on your tomatoes. Thanks for hanging out with me in the garden today. See you next time. Happy harvesting, and let's get out there and get a little dirty. Yeah.